Okay, up on the bench today, and you're probably thinking to yourself, well, Mike, of Mike's Radio Repair, that is about the funniest looking radio I've ever seen. Well, you're not mistaken, it's not a radio. It's a television, but it's old and it's electronic. This one was given to me. It's kind of a, I say kind of, but kind of a family piece. Let's see, I guess she would be my, I'm not going to bore you with my family tree, but I guess she's a second cousin, her husband. So, whatever that makes him. So, a second cousin-in-law. But in any case, this was his father's, and his father actually built this. This was a kit television. It's a 7-inch Belmont Raytheon, or Raytheon Belmont. See the name down here. It's a 7-inch screen. Kit television. It was put out by them, and it was sold by companies like Heathkit. So that's actually who he got this from, was from Heathkit. Now it needs to be restored. It hasn't had anything done to it. So his father built this. I've actually, the date's up there. Nice enough, I got all the original paperwork with it. But you can see it's in fairly nice condition. Some of this white stuff, just old age showing up on it. So, knobs need to be cleaned. I will not be refinishing the cabinet. Actually, the finish, in my opinion, is in very good condition. Most of the little minor flaws and whatnot that it has can be corrected. Most of this stuff can be removed. I've got to pull, once I get the actual chassis, when I do restore this is just kind of a preview video. I'm not going to be restoring this right now, but I will be restoring it. But as I move my hand around, you see that waviness? And I don't think that is the plate glass. It's almost like there's a piece of, you gotta remember, this is 1949 vintage, so I'm not sure plastic or whatnot, but it almost looks like, trying to look down at an angle, like there's a sheet of plastic behind this plate glass, because this plate glass is about that thick. All your old televisions had that because they had the curved picture tubes. And they didn't have, a lot of them didn't have the safety glass as part of the picture tube. It was so your really old TVs always had a flat glass in front of it, and that was safety glass. But like I say, you can see that wave. You can see the reflection of my hand change as it goes across there. There's a bunch of buckling in it, but it doesn't look like delamination of the safety glass. It looks like it's something in between the picture tube and this glass. So I'll see that once I get her torn apart to do the restoration. But like I say, it's in really nice shape. Almost complete with the exception of one tube. I will spin it around so you can see the backside. But, the main things you'd worry about when doing a restoration, all the wood is here. None of these pieces are broken off, so I don't have to reproduce any of them. Has all of the original knobs, so I don't have to worry about either finding or reproducing knobs, which can be done. If you have a milling machine and a lathe, you'd be surprised what you can make. But, like I say, this one mainly needs the cabinet just freshened up. Take out some of these spots, just some stuff stuck to it, and darken in a few of the spots and then clean it up. I might hand rub on a layer of lacquer. But otherwise, it's going to stay original. Stuff like this I like to try and keep original. It's old, we all know that, so try and leave some of the patina. You don't need to make it look like a concourse car. So, here's all the paperwork that was included. I actually have 2 of these. So you see, special offering, only 1,000 available. So there's one of them sitting below this. But there's the sales brochure on it. You can see Heath Company. And probably most importantly of all is the schematic. Always nice when they come with that. Now actually, on the front of this, he has a bunch of, stuff he wrote down here, but when it was built, and, P.S., this is one of the first TV sets in, I think that's Antwerp, Ohio, in 1951. But, yeah, it's nice he documented that stuff. It's really nice he kept the original paperwork with it, and has taken photocopies of the stuff, so the original paperwork can stay in nice condition. And probably what's even nicer is, here's a Sam's Photo Fact. Now, I know you're looking at this going, well, that's a different TV. Well, no, not really. Other than this TV stands up, the TV you just saw that's below it sits like this. Because look at it, it's exactly the same. That's the only real difference is these TVs were made in a few different versions. You can see there's different model numbers here. But like I say, the main difference is it just stands up. But that's nice because it has the original. And this is actually back when PhotoFax were actual, PhotoFax folders were actual folders. So, but it's complete. So, it has the schematic. Got the old nasty brown tape that has, I should say, turned brown over the years. But, yeah, so it has, I don't even have to pull it out of the chassis. You can see what's on the underside there. And when I do the restoration on this, of course, you will see the inside before and after, and probably some, in the process videos. But, like I say, it's just very nice it has this, because that gives me the full parts listings, the complete layout. I'm a huge fan of Sam's PhotoFax because they're just so well documented, all the parts, where everything's at, and their schematics cannot be beat. I'll take a Sam's PhotoFax schematic over a factory schematic any day of the week. They're just so much more well thought out, layout, ease of use, have test measurements on them. But and here's another one, same exact thing. Like I say, had a couple of these sales brochures. But I'm not sure what he was doing here. But this does actually look like this piece of paper, because there was a bunch of other paperwork in this folder that does not go to this TV. But it looks like this one might have. And you can see what he's doing here is trying to figure out, I guess, work out what resistors were needed, for off of, 115 volts for the filaments. And because this is the tube complement for this television, so I'm not sure what he was doing. And once I spin this around, I'll show you, it actually has a ballast. It's not a tube. It does fit in a tube socket, but it's got a metal caged ballast. So let me pause this and we'll get her flipped around so you can see inside a little bit. Okay, so here we are on the back side. Obviously, the rear cover is missing. You can see the camera up. You can see there's a couple screw holes, around the outside edge there. But that's easily reproduced. Main thing is the chassis is complete. Like I say, there's one tube missing out of here, but actually even a power cord. That actually looks fairly good for 1949. It might have been replaced at some point in its life, but it is a fairly old style. Yeah, and actually the plug is cracked. That might be original. Yeah, I'm thinking that probably is. Just the style. You work on old electronics long enough, you can almost date stuff by the plugs, because they've changed designs a lot over the decades. But there you can see the inside here. They've got your, you hook up for your antenna, brightness control, vertical size, horizontal size, your focus, horizontal centering, vertical centering. Let me get a flashlight because it is rather dark black, because this is a deep television. And the little flashlight. Okay, what the hell's going on here, little guy? Darn it, I just used this a while ago. Oh, okay, that one's not going to work. We'll grab another one. There. Get the God light out. There you can see back in there. Yeah, nice big old picture tube. Yeah, look at that the old round tuber. Yeah, it may be rectangular at the front, but it's a round tube. But actually, holy smokes, there's of course the camera's in the way, I can't reach it, but I can see it. There's a tube box stuck. There's a Sylvania tube box. You see that back in the corner. I didn't even notice that, because that shows you I haven't looked at this yet even. Not really, because I didn't even know that was in there. There's anything hiding over on the other side. No. But there are a few can caps. They're hidden back in here behind this box. But like I say, it looks like all of the tubes. It's got a tube in it. Tubes in there. Got one there. There. Yep. So all those inside the shields, they do have all the tubes. So, like I say, the only thing I noticed was one tube is missing. I think it was the 50, or if it was the 50L, no, it wasn't a 50L6. I think it's the 1B3 is missing out of here. Oh, come on, little guy. actually, that's going to go. I guess he put that on there so this cover would never get lost, but that does make it a pain in the neck to get off. So I'll take that chain off, because it would not have come with that. Yeah, you can see there is the 1B3 is missing here, but the 50... It's a deep dark hole, but the 50 L6, it's up in there. So, but like I say, so it looks like it should be a fair, I'm not going to say easy restoration, because I won't know that till I actually get it completely pulled out of the chassis, get her tested out. The first thing, I'm not even going to plug it in. Tubes, full tube complement or not, I never, ever plug anything in like this. I know a lot of people will stick it on a variac and, oh, we'll try and bring it up slowly. It's a bunch of hoo-ha. I'm going to recap the whole thing anyhow. I'll probably change out a lot of, I'll check all the resistors. If I find carbon composition resistors out of tolerance, they're going to get changed anyhow. But here's the ballast. Like I say, this isn't a tube. It does use an octal tube socket. But as you can see inside there, I don't know if the camera will focus or not, but there's a bunch of open wire wound elements on either side of this. It actually says, where the hell did I see that? Oh, right there. I don't know if it shows up in the camera or not, but it says adjustable ballast. But like I say, inside of this, there you go, you can see it. You can see the windings of wire in there. So basically all this is a dropping resistor network. Actually, I can show that on the schematic. We grab the small sized original factory one. And you can actually see that right here once it focuses. So there's that, and that's what this is. So like I say, I'm not sure why he was drawing out that schematic. I'm not sure if there's a bad element in this. But we'll get her fixed up. Even if this is bad, I will leave the cage. Probably the only thing I'd do would be to stuff modern, ceramic wire wound or the sand block style resistors in there. But to keep the original look. But like I said, I don't even know if this is any good, because like I said, I don't understand why else he would have gone through the trouble of drawing out the tube complement here, trying to figure out how to get all these tubes in series, when honestly it's it's right here on the schematic. But we'll get that troubleshot when we get around to actually doing this. But like I say, this is just a preview, so wanted to show what it looks like on the inside. And then once I start the restoration, I'm going to actually do this. This is not one of those things I'm going to hopefully get to before I die. I actually do want to get this restored and working again. Yes, it's a black and white television, and yes, it's analog. I know a lot of you are thinking, well, why the hell would you want something like that? It's the coolness factor. Real radios glow in the dark. Well, real TVs glow in the dark too. And there's just nothing quite like watching an old black and white TV set, especially, it just has that cool factor. But we'll, as long as our tube's okay, that would be about the only thing. I don't foresee anything else being unrepairable on it. So as long as our tube's good, this should not be a problem to get this thing up and running again. But like I say, once I get her out of the chassis, when I do the restoration, you'll see what it looks like, and you'll be, the first to see it next to me, because like I say, I'm not going to pull it out of the chassis yet, but I'm definitely going to do this one before I die. It's going to be probably in a matter of and not knowing when I'm going to get this video posted, I'm probably just going to make this video one of those little fill-in videos I'll throw up on YouTube whenever I need a extra video to toss up. But a lot of my videos, actually, when I shoot, the time from when they get shot to when they get uploaded can be a day or months. And I still have, because at any given time I probably have 50 plus videos on my computer that I need to either store it on the computer or on the phone that I need to actually get uploaded. So, but in any case, there you go. The 7-inch Belmont Raytheon black and white television, a not too distant future restoration project.